Hey guys, this is Jacobson from WinOut.net, and today I want to take a look at Fnatic versus CLG at the ESEA ESL Pro League Season 1 Grand Finals, where somehow CLG managed to upset the #1 team in the world in a best-of-1 on the Mirage. So the first round I want to take a look at here is CLG on an eco round. The very second round, they managed to get into a 1 versus 2 situation. Olofmeister has 5 HP, and FNS finds a way to sneak up on JW. He's aware that he could be there and he checks it, but for some reason here he just decides to pull a molly out. I don't really understand why. Maybe he thought that FNS didn't see him and he was just going to try and block him from pushing him. Olofmeister does get a good read on it. He knows FNS has to go back to mid, get the bomb, and probably go back to a B. But instead of securing the round, hiding somewhere in the site where he can just get FNS while he plants the bomb, he decides to take a straight up fight with 5 HP, and actually FNS just reacts, one-shots him, and it's over. The score goes to a 6-1 scoreline. It's pretty much what we'd expect at this point. JDM on a quick mid take though, he pre-fires Catwalk, and Flusha just walks right into his shot. FNS and Cutler do a good job. They do what their roles are supposed to do. One gets in connector, one gets up cat, and they get the next kill onto Flusha on Catwalk. At this point, they know there's one guy on A ramp and one guy in window room, and Cutler quickly takes B control. While he's taking B control, he's making a comm. We heard it on the POV stream that there could be a guy in window room. Watch out when you come into B, JDM. But JDM, he just jumps across. I mean, Crims is one of the best players in the world, and luckily he wasn't watching from kitchen into the window room at that moment. So JDM really got lucky there. I think that a lot of times maybe Crims gets that kill, bombs down, they're in a 2v2, and maybe they lose that round. But here it worked out, nobody was looking, JDM hopped in the site, planted the bomb, and he actually comes up with 2 kills at the end. So good job JDM, and now it scores 6-2. Now the next round we're going to look at is 7-4. Cutler takes quick mid control, and he actually catches a glimpse of Flusha running into this smoke. You can't really see it in the video, but he did see him run into that smoke. FNS puts pressure at B. He actually catches Fnatics off guard, who jump spotted, didn't see anything. He jumps up on the van, and immediately FNS gets the kill on them. FNS, after getting that kill, starts throwing a bunch of nades, makes himself vulnerable, and JW, instead of trading that kill, actually legged him. They take A, and JDM closes it out with an off shot in a 2 versus 1. Now, at this point, it leaves Fnatic in a tight money situation. They just saved a round, so they already gave up 1 save round, and now they're force buying. Now they have a Mag 7, 2 CZs, a FAMAS, and a Colt. I mean, only Fnatic would get away with this kind of buy. And they do just that. Just Fnatic things here. Olofmeister, he pushes lower. They call an A execute. He flanks the entire map. He walks all the way up on this A player. Catches Tarek off guard. Immediately grabs his AK. And gets his kill on Sandwich. And that puts him in a 3 versus 1. He smokes. Flashes off JDM, who's on the A ramp with an AWP. And he just doesn't let him back out through the smoke. Do a good job here, buying up the next round and finishing 9-6. Now it's 9-6. Fnatic knows they're a CT-sided team. They're used to scores of 11-4, 12-3 on CT-side Mirage. But it's 9-6. They should know at this point how important this pistol round is. It's the difference of being up 12-6 or it being 9-9. I mean, that's a pretty big difference. Either a dominating match or being tied. And CLG's on CT side, so anything could happen. Now, for some reason, Fnatic decides without any information to rush B, and they run right into a B stack. Now, I don't know if CLG anti-stratted this or just had a feeling maybe they're going to go toward B. Or maybe this is the setup CLG always uses. I'm not sure. But FNS, Cutler, they stop the B rush, and CLG does a great job of keeping a 2v1, playing it together, securing the round. Now in the 4th round, CLG decides to do another ballsy stack. They push 3 out mid window, 1 drops lower, JDM, he watches lower with an AWP. Tarek and Cutler, they push up mid, they don't throw any flashes or anything to give away their position. And they sneak up mid, they catch Fnatic off guard, and they immediately fall back, putting them in a 5 versus 3. Flusha gets 2 kills, but it's not enough. A nade takes him out, and for the first time in the game, CLG takes the lead, and it's now 10-9. Okay, so they lost the 4th round, that forces them to eco, and now CLG's up 11-9. And Hayes just continues with the ballsy plays. All by himself, he flashes and peeks lower, gets 2 kills, and puts his team up in a 5 versus 3. Now, yeah, it worked this time, but is it going to work again? I don't know. It's a risky play. Somehow, though, Fnatic turns this back from 5v3 into a 2 versus 2. Olofmeister sneaks up Catwalk. He almost catches FNS off guard rotating. But FNS actually gets the kill, and secures the round. He does a great job here. Once it's a 2 versus 1, he does a good job. He delays as long as he can. He flashes, he nades, and he just prevents the bomb plant. And Fnatic can't really do anything about it. And that puts it at 12-9. Okay, at this point, Fnatic realizes they lost 6 in a row. It's 12-9. Let's take a timeout and talk about this for a second. So they decide what they're going to do as an A execute. And this would have worked, but they make a big mistake. They throw a jungle smoke that has a huge gap in it, and they miss their stairs smoke. And that allows Hayes to get a kill in apartments in A. And Cutler, who isn't smoked out in CT spawn, because they decided instead of smoking CT spawn, they're going to smoke out the bomb plant. So Cutler is able to push out CT spawn, and he gets a kill on Crims in Sandwich. Now it's a 5 versus 3, and JW takes a big risky play here, what he's known to do, making big risky plays. And he runs around the entire map to try and get the bomb planter. But while he's running around the map, his team dies, and that leaves him in a 3 versus 1. And JDM just hops on the bomb, smokes it off, and defuses. So that doesn't work out. Now they're in a 13-9. So at this point you're thinking, okay, CLG's going to win this, no problem. But Hayes continues at this point, even though it's 13-9, he's making risky plays. He really shouldn't be. He should be securing rounds. So he does that same flash peek on lower, and Olofmeister gets him. Fnatic again does the same move, which is you get a cat pick or a mid pick, you start working toward B, because it makes him a little vulnerable. So Fnatic locks in Taric at this column, and JW comes in, he holds for the rotator. They catch the rotator, then they work together to get the column player, and they easily win this round. It's a 3 versus 1. Fnatic does everything they're known to do. They secure the round nice and slow, smoke everything off, check everything, make sure we don't get screwed over by Cutler. Now Cutler does a great job here. He goes up catwalk, he makes a bit of noise, then he drops underpass. At this point, all of Fnatic is saying, we need our guns, we need to save our guns, let's go back together through halls. Now Cutler gets the first kill, and then JW, reaction shot, turns around and shoots Olofmeister, unfortunately. This is a really bad situation for them. And JW, who luckily survives this bomb, actually gets mollied by Cutler. And this is really a huge round for CLG, because Fnatic, after losing 6 in a row, now wins a round finally, but can't save any guns. So they're left with AK armor and almost no utility nades. They have 1 smoke and a couple of flashes, but Fnatic, just doing Fnatic things. They're able to somehow win this round, and I think part of it is by a big mistake on Hayes' part. So they go down early 5 versus 4, and Hayes thinks, okay, they made a lot of noise towards mid B, let me try and take advantage here at A ramp. And he does the right thing, that's the right move. It's 5 versus 4, he evens it up, makes it 4v4. But then he makes a huge mistake, and he re-pushes the same spot, he goes to the same exact position, and JW just isn't going to allow that. They're too good to allow that. And Pronax sneaks up connector, where Hayes has been watching this whole game, and unfortunately for Pronax, he dinks Flusha in the halls, but he comes up connector, and he kills Hayes in A ramp, and then they just take over A and secure the round. It's 4 versus 1. The round is secured, they're going to win this round, and they decide to chase JDM, make sure he doesn't get to keep this off. It's the right play, and it's going to force CLG to save. So they get that kill there pretty easily. And that forces CLG to save. Cutler has some money and he drops some pistols. Personally, I don't agree with that buy. I would have told him just save your money, because if we lose the next round, or even if we win the next round, but you know, don't save all of our guns, someone might need a drop. So I would have told them to save that, but they choose to buy. It doesn't matter in the end. They save, it's 13-12, and Fnatic does a quick mid-take. It looks great up until this point, until CLG decides to boost Taric on this cat box. And Taric, lucky timing here, sees Flusha jump into the window room, gets a quick kill on Olofmeister, he drops back, and he makes this call for FNS. FNS now, he flanks the window room, gets this easy kill onto Flusha, and puts it into a 4 versus 2. It's 13-12. This is a hugely important round, and Fnatic just couldn't afford that, and it kind of worked out in CLG's favor there. There was some good timing from Taric, peeking in the guy jumping into window room, catches the guy in connector. It was a good boost by CLG, well played by them. At this point, it's 14-12, and Fnatic has to make a crucial decision to either force buy or save for last. So either they can go for overtime, or they can try and win the game here. And personally, I think they made a mistake. I think they probably should have saved. And this round, it doesn't work out for them. They get totally dominated, and that puts it at 15-12. Now, Fnatic being the best team in the world, somehow they managed to get a glimmer of hope in this round, 15-12. They have a Deagle, a CZ, 2 Galils, and an AK, with almost nothing to throw. But somehow, they make the read that A is going to be easy to take. Olafmeister comes in and gets the kill on Hazed, and they easily sell an A fake. But unfortunately for CLG, there's actually 2 players over at the B bomb site. So CLG retakes A, and it takes them a second because we heard on their POV stream that it took them a couple of seconds here to realize the bomb was at B. So it's 15-12, bomb is at B. This is a crucial mistake. I'm sure in their mind they were starting to worry. Pronax evens it up into a 3v3, and Crims does a good job here playing the sound. He hears a guy jump into the site, gets the second guy, and Olafmeister trades it. But unfortunately, FNS, who snuck into the site, is able to defuse before Olafmeister gets there. So another unfortunate timing situation for Fnatic, but you know, I think what we learned from watching this over, because in my point of view, I was wondering how CLG was able to beat the #1 team in the world. And if we watch this demo and we see all these little tiny things that added up in their favor, Fnatic was playing right this whole game. They were playing CLG straight up. They weren't disrespecting them. They gave them the respect that they deserved. But CLG was playing a bit of a scrimmy playstyle. They were peeking things, pushing things, guessing, were they going to hit B on pistol round, were they going to peek mid on 4th round, and it worked out for CLG. Now if they play them 10 times on Mirage, maybe they lose 8 of them. You know, maybe they win 2 of those matches on Mirage. So compared to Cloud9, who this tournament has done a great job beating Envious on multiple maps, I think CLG lucked out this time. I don't want to take anything away from them. I'm very proud of them. They did a great job representing North America here, and hopefully tomorrow they're able to beat Cloud9. But when they face Cloud9, I have a feeling that Cloud9, who's going to play straight up, kind of standard CS, going to teach them how to play the fundamentals of CS. So good luck to both teams, and hope to see one of you in the finals. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. See you soon.
We guarantee to take your game to the next level.